that doesn't bode well at all for us. We're probably hiding in the recycle bins. I could have told you that. That's the whole entire sequence was a little bit
What the heck was
choppy
Edna doing
at
to you back
best.
there?
She was trying to rebuild my personality from the ground up, erasing the parts she didn't like.
Harsh. Hey, it's my mom.
My mom.
Hey.
Don't talk to her. She could give us away.
What do we do now?
Now we wait for the guards to clear out so we can make a break for your time machine.
I think we're gonna get.
Shouldn't we go help?
Once we go back and change history, none of this will ever happen.
Oh, smack!
I guess.
Smack!
Where is the DeLorean anyway?
I had the wreck towed to my secret lab near Clayton Ravine.
Clayton Ravine, as in Clara Clayton?
Why? Is that significant?
Well, Clara's kind of supposed to be your wife, so yeah.
Fascinating.
Great Scott! Nice.
All right, Dad. No offense, Your Honor, but why'd you marry Edna anyway? She's kind of crazy.
Yes, now. But back when we were first dating,
She was hot.
my madness was tempered by an ironclad sense of right and wrong. At least, that's how it seemed to me at the time.
Yeah, you were getting some, early on. Uh-oh.
Mom, Dad, no!
They'll be fine. Once we repair the time stream, none of this will ever have
I
happened.
think they kind of helped you.
I guess you're right.
Looks like the coast is clear.
They helped us out.
Great, let's go fix the DeLorean.
I'm afraid I'll have to do that without you, Martin.
What? Why?
Well, from what little I understand of time travel, if you help me rebuild the time machine, your presence in the repair efforts could cause some sort of temporal paradox after we return to 1931.
So what am I supposed to do? Just hang out here in Bizarro Hill Valley until you fix the time machine?
Exactly. But don't worry, if things work out according to plan, you won't even notice I'm gone.
You know, for a second there, you sounded almost as confusing as the real Doc.
See? We're making progress
He
already.
is the real
See you
Doc.
soon, Martin.
He's
Good
still
luck, Your Honor.
He's still the same Doc. That's what I don't
you might want to
understand.
stay off the streets for a few seconds.
Stay off the street. Citizen Brown? Emmett?
All right. Well, wait. So we just gotta, what the hell are we doing? We just farting around waiting for him to get,
He's
get
not
done.
coming back, you know.
Ah, shit.
What are you talking about?
Emmett, without me to guide him, he's almost useless.
Conformist.
Before I found him, he was a miserable failure who never finished anything. But with me to inspire him, look at what we've built.
Yeah, you've inspired him all right. Inspired him to turn Hill Valley into a bunch of uptight dorks.
I wouldn't expect a delinquent like you to understand.
Slacker like you.
You think you've inspired Doc? I'll have you know that without you,
Put her on the
Emmett Brown
street.
is destined to build a time-traveling DeLorean and
horrible.
a flying time train.
Preposterous. Emmett couldn't even build a dog feeder without me to guide him.
Yeah, well, he did that too. You're not the only inspiration in Doc's life, you know. In my timeline, he married one of the sweetest women of the 19th century.
Sweetness. Yeah. Emmett needs discipline to stay focused.
Bitch,
He's
you need to be
so
smacked
easily
upside your head.
distracted.
Okay, Your Honor. Starting to get a little concerned here.
There you go. Nice.
It worked! Ha ha! 1 second I'm in the present, the next I'm 6 months in the past. Amazing!
6 months? It took you 6 months to repair the time machine?
6 months, my family fortune, and a sketchy deal with a gang of Libyan nationals. But it was all worth it for this moment. Ah!
Emmett, don't
What
do
the
this.
hell?
You need help.
Oh, blow it out your exhaust port.
Woohoo!
dear. Now that I've escaped into the past, your pack of divorce lawyers can't... long have you been waiting for me?
A couple of minutes, maybe?
That's curious. I set the repair time circuits to arrive only a couple of seconds after I left. Oh, well, I'm sure there's no need for concern.
Oy.
It's probably just a minor miscalibration of the time circuits. Here,
What's this?
clothes for our trip. We can't have you traipsing around 1931 in that ridiculous outfit.
Wait,
Sonny
our
Crockett.
trip?
You didn't think I was going to let you erase the worst mistake of my life without my help, did you?
Damn, that was cold. That's cold. Yeah, screw you, pal. I'm going.
Leave!
Oh,
I'll ruin you, Emmett! I run this town!
not for long.
Time circuit set for August 26, 1931. You ready to go, Your Honor?
Call me, Doc.
Nice. Blah. Let's go fix the past, bitches. There we go. Frankenstein, back into 1931.
This is where I last saw him. You, teenage you. You were headed this way, arm in arm with Edna.
Luckily, my erstwhile wife was never the type to kiss on a first date. If we work fast and stay focused, we can see to it that our relationship never moves beyond the hand-holding stage. Well, will you look at that? The old town theater.
What about it?
I haven't thought about this place in years. The missus made me tear it down back in '71. Said the movies were corrupting the younger generation. It was all nonsense, of course. I spent countless evenings here in my youth, and it never turned me into a hoodlum. Say, remember Public Enemy? Why, you dirty rat, no good yellow-bellied stool? I never did manage to see Frankenstein, though.
But you're going to. That's what we're here for, remember?
Right, of course. The film that was supposed to set off a chain reaction in my imagination, inspiring with a notion that would launch my
See, kids,
scientific
movies can
career.
inspire you
Still
to do
got
great
no memory
things.
of what that notion was?
Don't give up your dreams. More you know.
Well, how could I? It happened in the brain of a different Emmett Brown. An Emmett Brown now erased by the shifting sands of time. Luckily for us, I do know something about my own brain, having lived in it for the past 70-plus years. Once we get my younger self re-inspired by that movie, nothing will distract him from his proper... Great Scott, will you look at that?
The town square?
It's just like I remember it, only dirtier. Oh, the old courthouse.
Come on now, Doc. You need to go inside and check it out. First rule of time travel, Doc, never allow your other self to catch sight of you. It could cause reality to collapse or something.
You mean?
Right behind you. Don't peek. Go on. I'll let you know when you're gone. And don't forget, you're Carl Sagan,
The billions and billions guy?
the suspected arsonist.
Huh?
Just go with it.
So he really has no memory of any of that shit. So technically, I guess he isn't the same Doc Brown because we did go back in time and cause him to go down a different path. So Emmett Brown from Citizen Brown days is like Emmett B, Emmett C, I guess you want to be technical about it. But Emmett Brown that we know and love from the series has not become yet. But he'll become that person. It's just, I don't know how that all works, but it's Jesus Christ. Let's just get over there and do this shit because otherwise we're never going to get done. Oh, yeah, let's go talk to Emmett. Emmett! Emmett! Beep, beep, boom. Get hit by a car on the way over there. Sonny!
Sonny! You do show up at the oddest moments. Where have you been hiding?
Oh, you know, here and there, you're a little hard to pin down yourself.
Wow.
I went looking for you last night, but...
I believe I was off entertaining a beautiful lady.
Beautiful lady. My lady friend.
You know, I never really got a chance to thank you.
Well, I'm sure you would have escaped Kid on your own.
Kid? Oh, sure, I'm grateful for that, but no, I'm talking about Edna. It's funny to think of now, but until that crisis, I actually thought Edna and I
Notepads, 25
just liked one
cents?
another.
Holy crap!
Imagine.
Yeah, well, sometimes first impressions are right. The thing is, you shouldn't let Edna distract you from, the business at hand. Finishing your project for the expo and going to see Frankenstein.
Oh, sure. I'm far too busy for movies these days.
Oh boy.
And as for my project, it's practically done.
The rocket car?
The rocket car? Boy, are you out of date. I've junked the rocket car.
But
More trouble than it's worth. I'll never figure out a propulsion system that does what I want it to do. And besides, its social utility is practically non-existent.
Huh. Well, okay.
social utility? Since when do you care about
The mental alignment meter is a much more worthy project.
the what?
It was Edna's idea, and she's really been
You
cracking
want to
the
be
whip to get
chaotic
me to
neutral
complete it
or
in time for the
lawful
expo.
evil?
Emmett, I'm a little confused here. What day is it?
Why, it's opening day. The opening day of the expo. Which reminds me, I'd better skedaddle back to the lab. If Edna catches me dawdling, there'll be heck to pay.
So we're already,
Catch you
he's already,
around, Crockett.
he's already knee
October
deep with his
12th.
lips on her ass.
Doc?
Where did you put us? Crap. Crap. Damn. Okie dokie. Where are we going? What's our goal here? Convince Edna to break up with Emmett. Boy, convince Edna to break up with Emmett. She no good for you, man. She no good for you. Why am I so... I am so close up. What the hell? Why are we like really up our asses on this? So, what the heck? Good time mayor. Gentleman Jack Thomas, good time mayor. Well, okay, so we've abandoned good reasoning for alcohol at this point. Henry's Hard Soda. Cherry Cola. I had some misgivings about it. It's not bad. I like the ginger ale the best of the Henry Hard Soda brands. Not sponsored. Not a sponsor of the Angry Cast in any way, shape, or form. We do not have sponsors. If you'd like to be a sponsor, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know how that shit works. I would more than love to be have a sponsor. If I keep drinking this alcohol the way I am, I will need a sponsor. But for the most part, what are we doing? What are we doing? We got to go break Edna up with Emmett, and I guess we got to go inside the courthouse is where we're at. Sorry, I only had enough footage for the first episode, and then I kind of like did the second part, and I ended right here, and I'm like, shit, I've been playing for a good half an hour, and I need to, be done. And it took me 2 hours to play the last episode, and I did it all at one, shot. But this way, I sort of, I split it up a little bit because I couldn't play all at one time.
Come to think of it, it is a bit brisk for August.
Oh, we're 2 months late. The expo's about to start and teenage you is already in over
What
his
the hell
head with Edna.
I always did have a tendency to plunge into things.
Let's plunge into the DeLorean and get to the right date.
No, it's far too risky. Remember how I was late picking you up in '86?
Yeah?
That should have been a tip-off. Something is horribly wrong with the time circuits, and the problem appears to be getting worse. If we try to jump now, we could find ourselves stranded in the Cenozoic age. Or worse, the Mesozoic.
No.
And we're stuck?
For the time being, I'll look into the problem and see what I can do. In the meantime, you can go to work on the other problem.
Right. I'll go to the lab and see if I can talk teenage you out of...
Impossible. If young me is already as infatuated as you say, you're not going to be able to talk him out of anything. Believe me, I remember. Better to focus on the more clear-headed half of the couple.
Edna, where can I find her?
Where do you think? I'll drive. The DeLorean should still function adequately as a means of conveyance in the first 3 dimensions.
Meaning driving. Driving, Doc, driving. Let's water it down a little bit for the, the non-brains, okay? So I guess it's kind of good that we have rehabilitated Citizen Brown as our Doc Brown for this particular adventure because he has intimate knowledge of what happened back in 1931.
You were right. There she is.
Cause the
My
issues.
soon-to-be ex-future wife is nothing if not predictable.
Do I really have to talk to her? I mean, couldn't I just hang out until you fix the time circuits and...
Oh!
I'll talk to her.
Yep.
You better get the
Sonny
DeLorean out of
Crockett
sight
on
before
duty.
someone...
Hey, you! Quit blocking the drive!
Oh my
All
God.
car of the future contestants need to report to the North Tent.
Hmm?
Why not?
Okay. Bet you he wins.
Good luck.
Emmett Brown can still win. Hill Valley of the Past. That's like Back to the Future Part 3. Hill Valley of the Future. Interesting. I wonder if there's like any kind of like little nods to the movies in here if I go around this corner in this tent and will we see anything. Oh, I really don't. I want to go do stuff over here though. I can't really walk. Okay, is there something we can read this? Can we read the plaque? No, we can't. So, okay, yeah. Whoa, that kind of jumped there. What the hell? Hill Valley of the Past was 1885. Hill Valley of the Future, of course, is 1985. There's 50 years in between everything. Yeah, actually it's 50 years. Holy crap, dude. 50 years from 85 to 31. Well, okay, give or take. 50 years from 1885 to 1931. Interesting. It was 100 years. Smack dab in the middle of it. Okay.
Spell it Brown. It's not exactly an obscure name.
I
McFly.
still don't see it on the list. I'm sorry.
Oh, for the love... Let me try this one more time. This is the Hill Valley Science Expo, right?
First annual.
Indeed. The purpose of our fair is to showcase cutting-edge technology.
That's right. And to burnish Hill Valley's reputation as a forward-thinking community.
And yet, you want to exclude the maker of the most revolutionary breakthrough of all.
It's not that I want to, but... Oh, dear.
Mr. Crockett! You do pop up at the oddest times. What are you doing here?
Oh, we have nothing. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be the actual words that are listed on the screen. He'll word it in a different way, but yeah, let's go like that.
I need to...
Whatever it is, I hope
Yep,
you don't
I
have to
figured out
deal
what
with
you were
Mr.
gonna do.
Stonewall here. His sole function seems to be preventing people from accomplishing their business. Honestly, with him keeping the books, it's a wonder the Tannen gang got as far as they did. Have you seen Emmett?
No.
Then you've
that
heard
one.
all about his big breakthrough, the mental alignment meter. Isn't it exciting?
Great.
And to think, he didn't even realize the import of his discovery until
Wonderful.
I pointed it out to him. I've never known anyone like him, so oblivious to his own potential.
I kind of wanted to talk to you about Emmett and his potential.
Funny, I didn't spot it myself at first. In fact, for the longest time, I thought I didn't even like him.
Yeah. Well, you know, those gut instincts are important. If you disliked him right off the bat.
Oh, but I didn't know him then. Now I know him inside and out.
Yeah, but...
I appreciate your concerns, Mr. Crockett, but I can take care of myself. I know what I'm looking for in a
nose
man,
sticking finger
and
out
it
of my
so
face.
happens Emmett fits the bill to a T.
Oh boy.
That's Emmett Brown. Rhymes with clown, which I'm beginning to think you are.
Just a simple mix-up, I'm sure.
I've no doubt of that.
So that kind of makes me... Arthur McFly is our grandfather, right? And...
Hey, Artie.
Artie.
Officer.
Officer,
Right. Don't blow your cover.
will you please keep your mind on the task at hand?
I have the same feeling.
Can't talk right now.
Okay. So Arthur is our grandfather, of course. We've talked about this before. And I've talked about the movies and how it all plays together. This isn't the school. What the hell building is this anyways? But anyways, you think about this, the way this works out. This is 20 years, 24 years, 1931, 24 years before Back to the Future, the movie, where he goes back in time and sees his parents as kids. His parents haven't been born yet, apparently. I mean, he got the cop that thwarted Tannen, became a, big hero. That's Jennifer's dad, or actually Jennifer's grandfather, I should say, who was a cop. And Arthur McFly, our grandfather. And I guess, I don't know if Sylvia, the singer, was our grandmother. I don't know. But it's just kind of interesting how this all plays out. You have to like start thinking, remembering the movies. I mean, we're playing the game. The games are separate from the movies, but they still live in the same universe, and they still have the same, history and canon to it. And it's really nice to see them actually do it justice. I really am impressed that they did the...
It's not as nice as my truck back in 86.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez, I hope I still have a truck back in 86.
And that brings me to my next point, is that there's such a... there's such an existential thinking points, I should say. There's such an existential point to how Marty becomes who he is in 85 and the future of 2015. And it's interesting how he gets away with basically not really putting forth any effort to get any of the stuff as that. So as he was like a kind of a slacker, was a nowhere, guitarist. He wasn't going to get anywhere with being in a band in 85, and he had no other prospects. He was really not going anywhere, and he goes back into 1985, or goes back to 1955 with this DeLorean. And when he comes back, his parents are now rich and wealthy, and his dad is now this captain of he's a world-renowned author, and Biff the bully has now got his karmic retribution where he's now his employee kind of. But it's funny because they didn't do anything to get them. They didn't do anything to earn it. He just changed something. Now, granted, you can argue that him giving George McFly, his father, the sound advice to stick up for himself, and he sort of set it up. I mean, so he was, again, gaming the system for his personal gain. He ended up screwing that up because Biff showed up and took him out of the car. Remember that at the dance. But then George actually stood up and became the hero he needed to be in order to change his life. So you can say that George McFly deserved the maybe not ill-gotten gains, but deserved the gains that he got. But it was because of his own son. So it's sort of it is a paradox in itself. It's a paradox because his own son changed the past, and yet he's still the same person. It's like he didn't grow up. And that's the funny thing is, like, if you think about it, would Marty McFly in 1985, had nothing changed, meaning he wouldn't have been, the 85 Marty that we met at the beginning of the movie, would he have been as selfless or as mild-mannered and mild-tempered and sort of a good guy in 85 when, if everything had happened the way he said it? Meaning if the Marty of 85, I can't really, it's hard to get into this damn time frame thing, but the Marty of the changed 1985, when he comes back, is still him. But if that Marty grew up from birth with that, instead of the memories he had of the old 85, would he still be the same person? Or would he be like a little, elitist entitled brat at some prep school? Like he would have been, because that's the thing. When they go to the alternate 1985, after Biff gets the almanac in the second movie, he gets kicked out of prep schools everywhere. So it's like they have some kind of an idea of who Marty is, but we never find out who the other Marty was in the 85 from the first movie after everything's changed. So that's the one thing that we never did get to find out. And I think that's really an interesting, it's really an interesting concept. Well, could make a movie out of it.
I talked to her.
And?
No ghost.
She says she knows what she's looking for, and it's you.
But it can't be me. Wasn't me. Marty, we don't belong together.
You don't have to tell me that.
Find out exactly what her requirements are. I can almost guarantee you that I don't fit them.
Really? I'm going to go back and talk to her then, I guess. I'm stalling time. And I'm having these little conversations with you because I like to have these little conversations. I love the movie. I love the series. I love this discussion points that we have about this. It's such great. I could spend an entire evening talking about just that movie and the ramifications of time travel and all that kind of stuff. It would really interest me. Not any of you, but, we are. So we'll keep trying to talk to her and find out one more.
You said that Emmett fits your bill of requirements for a man.
Yes?
Let's distill this down
What would that list be exactly?
You'd make a good reporter, Mr. Crockett. You know that? Well, his physical appearance, for one thing. Emmett may not be Clark Gable, but he cleans up surprisingly well.
Wow.
I gave him my grandfather's white suit to wear at the expo. Oh, you should see him in it. He looks positively radiant.
It's like the Nightingale
Looks good in a
effect.
suit. Got it.
And he's completely devoted to me. That's important. I've got no time or tolerance for playboys.
Faithful as a Labrador.
And there it is.
Check.
Thirdly,
Wanton
and most
whiz.
important,
Yes?
Destroy.
well, his mind, of course. It's brilliant, and it's virtuous through and through. His own mind map shows him to be a model citizen.
Good brain. I see. And if it turned out that you were mistaken about any of these qualities,
Say, what's your game?
Say,
just
what's your
curious,
game?
just trying to understand the female mind.
Well, understand this. I'm not some faint-hearted girl who'd run away at the first hint of trouble. I've made a big investment in Emmett. Not money, but I've sunk all my ambitions into
There's like
him.
a little bit of
I'd have
in
to be
that.
thoroughly disillusioned before I'd call it quits with Emmett. Got it?
Oh, boy.
Now, Mr.
You're
Cub
going
Reporter,
to wreck
is there
her.
anything
I
else?
can just see it now. We're going to wreck her. Let's see here. I don't care about that.
Rather hard for me to picture Emmett as a chick magnet.
Chick magnet.
A guy who gets the girls, motors running.
Wow.
Motors?
Woo-woo.
Who makes them, you know.
Cluck.
You mean a chic?
They're down the
Yeah.
cluck.
Well, it's a matter of taste, I suppose, but when he's properly
Emmett gets the
pomaded
chicks
and
down the
decked out
cluck.
in my grandfather's white suit, Emmett just glows. Makes my heart flutter a bit just to picture him.
Oh, my goodness.
So you say Emmett only has eyes for you?
Absolutely. It's almost embarrassing
We're
how
going to have to
devoted
go
he
this
is to
path,
me.
of course.
Well, it's good to hear he's
We're gonna
finally
use-
settling down.
What's her name?
Yes.
Trixie, or whatever the hell her name is.
Settling down?
You know, ready to stop playing the field, as it were.
Playing the... Oh, you're joking.
What the heck is this mental alignment meter of Emmett's?
It's hard soda.
It's an absolutely revolutionary
to it. It's only
invention.
4.2%,
Measures a person's
less than a Miller
affinities,
Lite.
what he's attracted to, what he's repulsed by, that sort of thing.
Interesting. And it really works?
Well, of course. What's the point of inventing something that doesn't work? Or
Well.
anyway, it works well enough for my purposes.
Blitz Weiner Brewing Company. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. All right.
But I can't help feeling sorry for him.
Who?
All of Emmett's other girls, now that he's with you.
Oh, my
Please,
Emmett's
I think I
living-
know Emmett by now. There are no other girls.
Well, none that you know.
I wonder what's going to happen to Emmett's little black book.
Little Black Book?
Oh, it's legendary. That's what enabled Emmett to become the Valentino of Hill
Suit up.
Valley High. Gee, I wonder if he'd let me have it.
You must think I'm pretty gullible, Mr. Crockett.
You say you know Emmett is a model citizen, but you don't know him as well as I do. Did you know he once cheated some Libyans out of plutonium?
Plutonium? What would Libyans want with plutonium?
You know who
I'm sure he
Libyans are
had a
at that
very
point in
good
the
reason.
history.
Emmett's
We didn't
mind
even have
map
50 states
demonstrates
at that point. We still
conclusively
didn't have
his brain is
Alaska, Hawaii,
oriented
and-
toward virtue.
Part of the Midwest.
This one time, to power one of his science experiments, Emmett hijacked a train.
Please, there hasn't been a train hijacking in Hill Valley since
50
the days
years.
of Mad Dog Tannen.
There you go. All right. Well, okay, fine.
That's all the questions I got.
Very well, then.
All right, let's go back talk Doc because I got nothing. Oh, there. Yep, there she is.
Hey, Audie, you seen my Orwellian?
You mean this?
Yeah, thanks.
The heck? To infinity and beyond, huh?
She gets to come and go freely, and I'm forced to wait. I love it.
So, here's the thing. We are not 100% sure that Trixie, or whatever her name is our grandmother. And therefore, her and Artie together could be the same thing or not. We don't know yet. Hasn't affected our pictures of us yet. But if we sort of make it look like him and her and Doc are together, we might accomplish
Hey,
something.
excuse me.
Yeah?
When does the expo
Not till
open?
tonight. Anybody without official business here, please get off the grounds.
Listen, I'm sure that
got
stick
official
up your ass
business
is very
here?
lovely, but I think you need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, stay out of the way of the workers.
You
You look familiar.
look evil.
Do I know
Is it
you?
the guy that was at
Nope.
the soup kitchen? It's been a couple of years since I played that episode. Oh my goodness. Let's go talk to Trixie. Trixie, you and your metal brazier. Go on. Oh, we're behind the pole. Hi, Trixie.
To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome.
Hello.
To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome.
Welcome.
To all who... Oh, hiya, kid. Say, aren't you the fellow who...
Got you to turn on Kid Tannen? You bet.
You look younger without your mustache. That was a dirty trick, you know, making me think Kid had gone and iced Artie.
I'm sorry, but it was the only way I could...
Forget about it. I'm trying to. Yesterday's in the past. That's my motto. You gotta live for today.
Right.
So what are you doing down here anyway? Do you wish to pull the levers that control the future?
Well,
At
kinda
the
already doing
expo,
that.
silly. Technology for a better tomorrow and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually why I'm here.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's funny.
So, who are you supposed to be?
Don't you know your Homer? I am Techni Muse of Progress. You can tell by the lightning bolts.
Must have slept through that class.
I'm supposed to be a goddess like. I'm the one who inspires all the great men who make the discoveries.
Yep.
And women
we're gonna
too.
use that to our
Leave
advantage.
us not forget Madame Curie.
I never would. So, you work for the expo?
By the way,
Yeah, ain't it a kick? I greet all the important guests, and on the final day, I get to bestow the golden sundial on the winning contestant.
if you have not yet seen, if you can get it on demand, a show called Genius, which is about Albert Einstein as a young man and as an old man. It's a really good show. I watched it while I was laid up with my shoulder surgery in June, and it's a really good show. It's got Jeffrey Rush, you know, Captain Barbossa from the Pirates movies, as old Albert Einstein. Really good show. Really, really good show. I really enjoyed
Techni,
it.
Muse of Progress.
It's
Not
kind
a bad
of
gig.
sad.
Audie got it for me. It's my entree into respectability.
And the funny thing is that an unrecognizable TR Knight, if you remember Grey's Anatomy, George, you know, 007, the guy died like early on. That's when I quit watching, really. He plays J. Edgar Hoover and is you can't recognize him. You don't he's just unrecognizable in that character. Really, really good show. Highly recommend going out and watching.
Listen, I've got a proposal for you. I have this friend, right?
No dice.
Right.
I'm only seeing Audie now.
It's not like that. See, my friend's in a relationship with Edna Strickland.
Oh, poor schmuck. I wouldn't wish her on anyone.
Well,
You see where I'm coming from. He won't listen to reason, but I thought she might call it off if she thought he and you were, you know.
Ah, you are an evil imp, ain't ya?
Yes, I am.
Sometimes a guy's got to resort to underhanded tricks. What do you say?
Sorry.
Ah,
Edna might be a pill, but if I play dirty tricks on every dame who disapproves of me, well, I'd play a lot of dirty tricks. Besides, such stunts are beneath the dignity of Techni, Muse of Progress.
so Artie's working for the expo too, huh?
Oh, Audie's doing swell. The papers made a big deal of him testifying against Kid. People have been beating down his door ever since the trial. The expo's darn
Wonder if
lucky
that
they
actually
could
changes
get him.
anything for our history. You know what I mean?
How's Kid's trial going?
Slowly. You know what they say. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but infinitely fine.
Except in Hill Valley, where they don't move at all.
What?
Nothing. It's just, you know, something I heard once. So no regrets about turning him in?
None at all. I should have known better than to take up with him in the first place. But what can I say? I was dumb. I let myself get taken in by his charm.
Charm.
What? What?
Whose idea was it to put a science and technology expo in Hill Valley?
Beats me. Audie says it's all bread and circuses. But I ain't seen a single clown yet today.
Bread and circuses. One of my favorite idioms. An idiom? I don't know if that's an idiom.
What's Artie's job?
Oh, he's a
Keep
real
talking,
high
kids. I'm gonna
muckety
look
muck at the
something up on the
expo.
Google.
He's in charge of all the money and the hiring and firing.
Hey, not bad.
You're telling me, and super respectable too. It's a real relief for him to have a job where the boss never pulls a gun on him.
Could be an idiom. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's.
Whose idea was it to put
Oh,
a
I
science
didn't
and
wanna do that.
technology expo in Hill Valley?
Beats me. Artie says it's all bread and circuses.
It's a
But
metonymic.
I ain't seen
Well,
a single
shit the
clown
bed.
yet today.
Metonymic for a superficial means of appeasement in case of politics phrase used to describe the generation of public approval not through exemplary or excellent. In other words, it's like saying bread and circuses in my work is, hey, we fired a bunch of people because we don't have any money, but we're going to have like a picnic outside with cornhole and hot dogs to make you forget that we're horrible. See? It's bread and circuses. Okay. Anyways.
It's good to see that you and Artie are both doing okay.
We're more than okay. And if things keep going the way they're going, we may be more than just friends before you know it.
Oh my.
Well, don't get too serious too fast.
Nah, we're keeping things casual for now.
Casual?
I'm sure Grandma will appreciate that.
Whoops.